Hello and welcome to the Cim50 shop floor data capture webinar this morning. My name is Martin Connor. Please feel free to make a note of my email address and the cim50.co.uk website. So what we're going to be doing is looking at the Cim50 shop floor data capture, also known as FSDC, okay, to show you how you can accurately and efficiently process stock transactions and labour bookings within the Cim50 manufacturing suite. So a little bit of an agenda then. So if you are completely new to the Cim software solutions, I'll just make a little bit of an introduction to ourselves. Then I'll drop into the Cim50 solution just to give you a quick overview of where that sits and where the shop floor data capture sits within that module portfolio, and a bit of an overview of what we're trying to achieve with the shop floor data capture module. We'll talk about compatible hardware and what you can expect there and where to find further information. Then we'll drop into a demo of the shop floor data capture module. I'll be sort of demonstrating some of the key features for you today, given the time that we've got. But of course, if you wanted to delve into the module even further, please reach out to us or your Cim50 business partner, and they should be able to help with that. Then we can just talk about next steps, and if you've got any questions at the end, okay, feel free to drop those into the chat, if you're watching live, and we can look to address those. So who is Cim Software? We are an award-winning manufacturing software developer for Sage solutions, primarily Sage 50 and Sage 200, with our Cim50 and our Cim200 manufacturing suite of modules. We've been around since the 90s, and that is specializing in manufacturing solutions. And as a team here, we've got well over 150 years of experience of using, implementing, supporting, and developing manufacturing software for users of Sage 50 and Sage 200 and other legacy solutions. With that in mind, as a business, we've implemented over 350 sites across the Sage 50 and the Sage 200 sort of portfolios, and won a number of awards along the way. Most recently is our Innovation Award for our carbon footprint calculator within our works order module. Okay, so you might want to look out for future webinars for that particular module and show you what that has to offer. Okay, and we're also what Sage class as a tech partner plus, so we're the highest tier of Sage developer within the Sage ecosystem, and that's that we basically have our solutions sitting on the Sage price list. So we are recommended by Sage for our Cim50 manufacturing for Sage 50 accounts users and Cim200 for the Sage 200. And both solutions are recommended replacements for Sage's legacy Sage 50 manufacturing and Sage 200 manufacturing solutions, which have both now been end of life by Sage. So what is Cim50 then? It is there basically to improve on Sage 50 accounts, streamline processes across the manufacturing part of the business. We don't really replace the accounting functions and the commercial side of things, sales orders, purchase orders, helping businesses to maximize their profitability with greater accuracy because they are fully integrated. It is a fully integrated solution. So if we're only carrying out those functions once, and essentially in what becomes one system, that's done efficiently and accurately. So Cim50 then is fully integrated, as I said, with Sage 50 Accounts Professional. It is scalable and modular. So there are 7 modules within the Cim50 portfolio, and now trusted by around 500 sites, which equates to about 2,500 users using our Cim50 solution across the UK and Ireland. And it's the only Sage accredited manufacturing solution for Sage 50 accounts in the UK. More about the modules. So we are going to be focusing on the shop floor data capture module, but that sits in that portfolio of 7 modules. So we've got the stock control, which enhances what Sage brings to the party by giving users the ability to do traceability, batch and serial numbers, multiple suppliers, those sorts of things. Our bills and materials is multi-level, multi-component, so no limits there. With costings, audit functionality, and as well as having components, we've got operations that then flow into a works order with labour and machine and subcontract costings and times. Okay, our works orders is to manage the production, work in progress, give you the ability to allocate stock to works orders if you stock, provide some capacity planning and shop floor paperwork. The planning module, also referred to as MRP, Materials Requirement Planning, allows you to scan through your demands, sales orders and reorder levels, works orders to come up with a shopping list, which you can action to raise purchase orders back into Sage and works orders to meet customer deadlines into the Cim50 works order module. So all fully integrated. We've got quotations, which have done recently done a webinar for, which allows you to quote for one-off items. Okay, turn those into a bill of material if you want to, works order, sales order, and progress that through the business, so you're not clogging up your business or your business solution with stock items and bills and materials that may never be repeated. We then got the shop floor data capture, which is FSDC, which we're going to be talking about today. I'd like to refer it to as barcode anything really. So any stock movements, so goods receipts, stock takes, issues to works orders. Okay, it can all be done. Okay, and more, as well as being able to book actual labour times against works orders. Okay, so if you didn't have the shop floor data capture module, the works order module allows you to enter via timesheet entry. Okay, or against an employee or just against the job with operation times. But the shop floor data capture allows you to employees to scan on and off of operations related to a works order, capturing the lapse time for you then to review and update to works orders back into the Cim50 solution. Okay, that can either be real time, so log on, log off, captures the lapse time, or retrospectively, where the operator scans and says they took X amount of time. So lots of flexibility. There are a number of settings that to get the solution to behave in the way that suits you as a customer. And then finally, we've got the graphical scheduler. Again, you might find that there's we've got a webinar for that on our YouTube channel, but the graphical scheduler is our newest module, came out in 2023, allows you to visualize your production, gives you the option to drag and drop operations from one resource to another, labor or machines, okay, to overcome conflicts and overloads across your production to ultimately meet those customers' due dates, okay, and highlight where those bottlenecks are, where those issues are as far as dates are concerned. Okay, and all of those fully integrated with Sage 50 Accounts Professional. So more about the shop floor data capture module. What we're basically doing is we're allowing you to carry out any stock movement, as I said, across Cim50 and Sage 50. So receiving goods, dispatching goods, issuing to works orders, stock takes, okay, as well as being able to process your production efficiently. So allocating issues, stock to works orders, managing the subcontract side of things, even completing the works order to put the finished item into stock or the sub-assembly into stock, so it can then be issued on to the finished item works order, and also the ability to capture actual labor and machine times against the works orders and operation. Okay, so you get real-time productivity information. captured, and costs. Essentially, that's the costs against the works order and operation as well, so that you can then do your reporting based on estimate versus actuals. So as far as the hardware is concerned, the choices that are available to you are just a simple keyboard wedge. That's what I'm using today. I've printed out my paperwork. I've got some pieces of paper with barcodes on them. Okay, and it's plugged in as a USB into my laptop today, and that's what I will be using. Or you might choose to go down a rugged Windows tablet route with a scanner. Okay, but what you do need to consider with your hardware, okay, is that it does need to be a Windows device, or it needs to be Windows compatible. Okay, as standard, we use the code 39 barcode font. As a barcode, it's only a font. Okay, but we've chosen to go to the code 39. There is a free version of that that you can install on PCs if it's not there already. But you could use any barcode font that you want, as long as the barcode scanner is able to read it. Okay, it needs to be programmed sometimes to read a particular barcode font, but most barcode readers can read the code 39. You do need to, of course, have the IT infrastructure in place. So if you're going to run a tablet or a laptop with a keyboard wedge, you do need, and you're going to run that over Wi-Fi, it does need to be up to standard. Okay, because as you know, stores areas and things like that are notorious for sort of dead spots and things like that down the back of racking and things. So it does need to be adequate. As an alternative, you might want to choose to use a remote desktop. Okay, so all that's doing is passing keyboard and screen changes back and forth across the network. So that is generally a more robust way of using a solution such as Cim50 in the shop floor data capture down in a stores area. Or you may choose to host your entire solution up in the cloud. Okay, and then wherever you are, as long as you've got an internet connection which is adequate, you can operate the Cim50, Sage even, and shop floor data capture using that hosted solution. We do have some example links for hardware in our system requirements and some guidance on the infrastructure that you might want to consider. So that is available on our website or from your partner, or you can request it from ourselves. But what we would say is with the hardware, just check before committing to anything, because it makes sense to sort of just check that it will be compatible before you spend some money, because a rugged tablet or barcode keyboard wedges can be quite expensive depending on how high you want them to bounce and things. So we wouldn't want you to go down a route which wasn't compatible. So please check. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to the demonstration of the software. So as I said, I've sort of chosen sort of some key features, but I will sort of talk through all of them. But I'm going to demonstrate 4 or 5 of the key features and some of the validation that the shop floor data capture does along the way as well. And that's what it's about. It's being accurate and efficient so that we're not having to rekey data. If we scan a barcode and that data is not correct, then the system is going to tell us that's the case. Okay, so we'll drop into a demonstration. Okay, so I've got Cim50 open because what I want to do is just sort of show you the results, but we don't need to have Cim50 open to run shop floor data capture. The shop floor data capture module gets installed as part of the Cim50 installation, and it just gets enabled on the user license, okay, the customer's license. The user count is different to the main Cim50 program. Okay, it's shop floor data capture users are a reduced cost because they've not got access to the full system. Okay, and they are set up as employees within the Cim50 solution. Got the shop floor data capture module. I've got an icon on my desktop, so I've clicked on that and that's brought up the logon screen. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scan the barcode, okay, to be able to log into the shop floor data capture. And what it's done is it's presented with me with the features which are available to me as a shop floor data capture user. So I've been set up as an employee, okay, which is separate to the Cim50 users. Okay, I'm an employee. I've been given access to shop floor data capture, and these are the features which are available to me. So I'll just run through those quickly. So we've got a stock transfer, so I can move stock from one bin location to another if it's traceable, batch or serial number. I can transact through quarantine, so I can book items into quarantine. I can inspect them to move them out of quarantine. So just think of the features that you were able to carry out within the main core Cim50 solution. Okay, for those users that are already using Cim50, basically that's what we can do with the Cim50 shop floor data capture module. We've then got purchase orders, so I do have the ability to raise or create a purchase order from within here. So the idea there is we might be going around the stores, we notice that we're running low on a particular stock item, we scan a barcode on the shelf, okay, to build a purchase order, and at a time of our choosing we can then create the purchase order back into Sage. We've then got goods receipt, okay, so we can receive purchase orders in here. So it would rely on maybe your supplier putting barcodes on some of their paperwork that you recognize. Okay, but I will take you through that. Dispatching goods against sales orders from Sage. Okay, so we can dispatch that. We'll create a delivery note within Cim50, which you can then amend and update within the main Cim50 program. We can stock take, and stock takes we can either stock take based on a stock take that we've built within the main Cim50 solution, and if it doesn't exist on there then it won't allow us to stock take that item, or we can do impromptu stock take. So it might be that I've found some stock, I've counted it, I'm just going to update the system with that, and that will drop that data into the stock take area of the Cim50 solution, and then we can then review that and update that accordingly. We've then got build and reverse build of bills and materials. So build will take components out of stock, put finished items into stock. Reverse will do the reverse of that, put the components back in, take the finished item out, like an undo button. And then on the works order side of things, we can allocate stock to a works order. So we would have a picking list with a barcode on it. We can allocate the stock, reserve it. We can issue stock to a works order, so we've got a picking list, and then we can scan the components to issue those to the works order. Operations, so we can book times. Okay, we can book on and off or tell the system at the end. Subcontract, so we can process a subcontract operation, dispatch it to a subcontractor, receive those items back. We can complete a works order, okay, to put the finished item into stock. So it might prompt us to generate batch or serial numbers, okay, and then we've got the ability to scrap components on a works order and scrap a finished item on a works order. Okay, there are various settings on how these work. Okay, and we can also have labels and goods receipts notes printing automatically if you wanted to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to now take you through some of the features. So the first one I'm going to take you through is the goods receipt. Okay, so I'm going to click on the goods receipt, and what I'm going to do now is scan the purchase order number. Okay, and what it's done is it's brought up a list of items on that purchase order, okay, that I may want to receive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan a barcode for the item that I want to receive, which is the handles. Okay, it's going to go into a particular bin location. I could change that bin location. I can change the quantity. okay, on that, but it's just picked up on the outstanding quantity at the moment. And on the next screen, I'll be able to enter some batch and serial numbers. This laptop is touchscreen, so I'm clicking on the confirm button with my finger, so it's behaving a bit like a tablet. Okay, and then what I can do is I can move the cursor down to maybe the supplier's batch number. Okay, and I'm going to scan the supplier's batch number and drop that in there. Okay, I could enter any further information that I wanted to, but I'm going to confirm that. Okay, I may want to also record the supplier's delivery note number. So again, doing that by barcode. Okay, so I've entered the supplier batch number, delivery note, sorry, and if I confirm that, the receipt has carried out. If I'd configured the system to print labels, print a goods received note, and I had printers connected to this laptop, they would automatically pop out. Okay. Process I'm going to carry out is a stock take. Okay. So what it's now doing is it's asking me for a stock code or a batch number, and I'm going to do it by batch number. So I'm going to scan a batch number. Okay, so I've scanned now GRN 0044, which just happens to be the batch that I just booked in. Okay, so that's one I just booked in, and I can now enter the quantity that I've counted. Okay, we've got all of the additional information that we can see there. We can see it's received by the FSDC, and I'm going to say confirm that, and that's now been entered into the stock take. So if I just come out of there, if I drop into the Cim50 solution and I go to the stock take, there's my impromptu stock take. And if I go to update, okay, we can see that we've got our variance of -1 and it was counted by me. And I can then update that to the system. And that's now been moved to history. Okay, so the next stage that I'm going to do is I'm just going to move on to works orders. And what I'm going to do is just so that we get a little bit of time on there. So we've got some works orders on the system here. Okay, I'm going to be probably working with this. Works order here, number 10. Okay, so if I go back to my shop floor data capture module and we look at the operations. Okay, so what I can do here is I can scan onto this job. Okay, or a job. So I'm scanning now a operation for works order number 10, sequence 10, cut metal, and it's saying that I started it at 10:24. Okay, so I'm now logged on to that works order. Okay, so if I was to go back to Cim50 and go into the shop floor data capture area and look at my live monitor. Okay, we've got a live monitor. We can see what employees are logged on to which operations and works orders, and we can view the works order. We can log them off from here if they've like left for the day and forgot to log off. So we've put some tools in there, and if there's any really recently completed jobs, they would appear at the bottom of the list here. So that time is now ticking along. Okay. So what I might also want to do, okay, is start to issue stock to my works order. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go into the issue stock area. I can do it by works order or by product. So I'm going to do it by works order. By product allows you to issue the same component to multiple works orders, but I'm going to do it by works order. So I'm going to scan the barcode on the picking list, okay, which has presented me with a list of components for that works order. And we can see there that we need on the tube, we need 500 of these. Okay. If for whatever reason I scan a barcode and it's not right, so ABC is not associated with that works order. Okay, it's an invalid code. Okay, so I click OK. But if I scan a barcode which is correct, okay, it presents me with the data. So this is the tube. I've scanned the barcode which had the batch number in there. GRN0042. So it knew that it was the tube, it knew that it was on this works order, and I can now start enter the quantity against that component. So I'm going to issue the full 500. I've got 600 available against that batch. I know where to pick it from, L1. So given the information is meters, okay, I confirm that. Okay, we can now see issue quantity. Okay, this item, there's nothing required, so I'm going to go confirm. Okay, are you sure you want to issue these items? Yes, I do. And that's now issued that to the works order. Okay, so again, drop back into Cim50. Cim50 didn't have to be open for this to happen. Okay, if I just refresh that screen, that works order is now fully issued. Previously, it was part issued. Okay, so that's been updated in real time, and stock control and all of that's been updated as well. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is go to the operations, okay, because I want to log off of that operation that I was on. So at any point I could log off of here, okay, and log back into the shop floor data capture. That's the idea. So if you come up to the workstation to log on and off, you would log off of the shop floor data capture. Then when you've completed that operation, you come back into log back into the shop floor data capture, go to operations, and it would list out the operations that you are currently, or that employee is currently logged in on. They can see the details if they want to. Okay, so they might have the instructions, if there was any notes against the machine or labor, that's all can be seen from within the shop floor data capture. There is the ability to set it up that employees can be logged on to more than one job at the same time, or whether operations can or can't be out of sequence. Okay, so, and it also takes on some of the rules that you set up within the main system settings. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to log off of this now. Okay, it's then prompting me for a quantity that I'm going to complete. I'm going to say that I've made 50 of those at this stage on the cutting of metal. I've done 50 of those, and I needed to set up the saw, so I'm going to put 15 minutes of setup in there. We can have it that it defaults to the standard or prompts the user to enter a setup time. So if I confirm that, that has now been dropped into the Cim50 program. And if I go into the shop floor data capture area of the works order module and go into the live monitor, we can see that the work in progress is now dropped down to recently completed. And again, I've got the ability to view that if I need to. It was 4 minutes and 43 seconds. And if I come back out and then go into the pending transactions, okay, that transaction is sat in there, okay, for me to choose if I want to update that, post that to the works order. Okay, I could edit that. So I could, if somebody's made a mistake, they forgot to log off, okay, I can review any of that data, okay, before I update it. We can either do those individually or all. No difference today because we've just got that one. Okay, and if I post that, I'm going to say yes. Okay, and now when I go into that works order, okay, I can see on the components all been issued because we did that previously, and on the routing, if I view the bookings, you can see the 2 bookings. So one from earlier this month, okay, and one today for that 4 minutes and 43 seconds. And that's all been updated from a costing point of view as well. Okay, that would come through as an actual cost. So you can see there's some setup costs coming through onto there. Okay, so that concludes the demonstration of the Cim50 shop floor data capture module. So what I'd like to say there is thank you for joining me today. I've opened it up to the floor and ask if there's any questions. But what we will do is we are recording this, so we will look to send that out accordingly to all those that have registered, even if you have attended or not attended. And we will also look to share this on our YouTube channel, along with the other webinars that we've done. But if you need further information, please feel free to email info@cim-software.co.uk, or have a look at cim50.co.uk website, where you'll find brochures, feature guides and case studies. Thank you very much.